Okay, hold up. There we go. I really got my holidays mixed up. It's Christmas in my world today. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Before I came live, I was like, I literally just got out the shower. Before I came live, I was like, Merry Christmas to all and to all of it. Right. I was like, oof, I really got my holidays mixed up. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna open by just randomly pulling a card and randomly clarifying this randomly pulled card. Finally got an Oracle deck that I hope slash feel will stack up to the SKT, and I'm loving it. So the card that we got is the Empress. And, oh, there we go. The Empress. And I love this energy. And we have, I need to look up one thing real quick. 1 second. Where'd my phone go? I want to look up Lenormand correspondences. Like, Siri, where'd my phone go? It's Christmas in my world. I was in here getting down to some Christmas music. First, it was Holly and Jolly. Then Ariana Grande came on. I was like, oh, snap. She completely changed the whole game. And then I had to get in the shower. It's 1:11 right now. Let's see. Lenormand. No, that is not Lenormand correspondence. Not combinations. Playing cards. Maybe I should have put that in there. I meant to, if I was thinking a little bit further ahead. Hey, Mimi. Gotcha. If I was thinking ahead a little bit, I would have actually had these planned out, but maybe this will help. Hey, here we go. I just want a list. Hey, here we go. Here we go. Now here we go. Now here we go. Love it. Do-do-do-do-do. So we got this Two of Wands type energy. It says, embodying hope, a fount of truth, and a tongue of light. Oh my gosh, with this Empress energy. So this is the first time I ever made a deck, y'all. And I've been wanting to talk about it so bad. Here's the card backs. This is the front. Like I said, it's the first time I ever made a deck, okay? So they're a little bit smaller than I thought they would be because I didn't really go off the size. And also, I made some of these, and then I realized that the numbers was off. So some of them got cut off numbers, but I wasn't going back to fix it. If I ever want to redo this, and I got the custom box tin, so it's the Diceology deck, and then I put the Hierophant on it. I'm like, oh snap, right? And then I was like, oh, the Empress, it's perfect because I created these. So as soon as I got out of the shower, and like I said, it's Christmas in my world today. And this could have came tomorrow, but it came today just for me. So thank you. As soon as I got out of the shower, my mom was like, oh, your package is here. I said, oh, snap. Let's go. Yup. I've been wanting to make one for a while based off of the dice, but I didn't want to nail down the system that I had. So instead of doing that, I went through every suit, and I have 9 in each color. And I just rolled up 9 messages, and I put them down, or an excerpt of it, and made it. I've been wanting to make a deck for a minute, and the idea just came to me a few weeks ago, and I did it. So, you know, it's a little small, but small but mighty. So this is, again, the Two of Wands energy with the Two of Clubs, embodying hope, a fount of truth, and a tongue of light. The numbers are 93, 17, 7, 7, 5, and 1. So we have a 777 in there. And with the Empress, I kind of sort of love that energy. Let's see if the Two of Wands is anything in the Lenormand. Oh, I've been wanting to talk about it so bad. Oh, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack. Queen, king, ace. Oh, it's always 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, king, queen, ace. I didn't know that. Now I do. So this is the beginning. It's a hopeful new beginning. One that can extract from the past the truth. It cuts through the fog. And then with the tongue of light, it's something spoken. When I came up with the tongue of light, it was an energy of like, as we speak, we are literally breathing life into this thing. So as we speak it, it is. And then it's paired up with this Empress energy. So, bottom of the deck is the 9 of Diamonds. Oh, that was already at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm just going to get 3 cards, and then we'll get 3 other cards to clarify it up. Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck over here, and a Fount of Truth did come out. So I think these cards are saying that they will play well together. Man, I'm so excited for these. I literally got like a few of them done. And then, so that like when I uploaded that video, when I was like in the bed, just like out, after I made these, I was out for like a week. And then like coming up with all the meanings, at first it was going so slow. And I was like, oh my gosh. Then the next day, they were coming a lot quicker. And then I had to assemble all of them. And with the technology that I use, I actually got to keep the dimensions. And so it didn't take as long to go through and make all of them. I did all of that within a day. I saved the images, uploaded them to the computer. I still have them if I want to reprint this. I put it into the website. I had to set up my PayPal and other stuff, and I placed the order. And then, you know, roughly 10 or so days later, they arrived. So Merry Christmas to me. Today is such a good day. I am really loving the vibes. Really loving the vibes. Okay. I want 3 cards, please. Challenges, gifts. Oh, first is the challenge. Then, oh, that's, hold on, wait. Oh, it's 4. We'll do it. We'll do it. Coming out on top of that world. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. So first it's going to be the challenge. Then it's going to be the lesson. Then it's going to be the blessing. Then it's going to be the unseen thing, maybe, or the extra, the bonus. So the challenge, the lesson, the lesson. The challenge, the lesson, the blessing, and then extra. What is the 9 of Diamonds? Besides the 9 of Pentacles, the energy. The 9 of Diamonds was the coffin. Oof. Ending, dying, funeral, loss, grief, mourning, sadness, negative, and forever. This end is forever. When I decided to give up on trying to create a whole different timeline because that would be unnecessarily difficult. I'm just going to resonate at the frequency I'm resonating at, attract like lights, and then we'll just, you know, it's like the timelines will kind of sort of split themselves. So all I got to do is make sure I'm in a good space, continue doing whatever I need to do, and, you know, the rest will happen naturally, magically. Okay. I want 4 cards. First one, please. Oh, nice. There we go. Second one, please. Yeah, because I'm like, you know what? That's a bit excessive. 3. Oh, that's all I needed. Oh, we got 2 2s. Okay, work. And then the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Diamonds. Ace of Diamonds says, chain links, a divine codex, an arrow pierces the heavens and breaks the clouds. This is the card I always remember. I think I'll always remember writing this one because I'm like, I couldn't communicate or write down what it was that I was feeling, but it was this image of like there's a storm rolling in, and there's a divine archer who looses an arrow into the sky, and as the arrow pierces through the clouds, it breaks the storm, and then the light comes in. 35, 7, 9, 7, 2, and 4 are the numbers there. And then if I really feel like it, I could go back into the setup and see what each die corresponds to. The only one I would have to look up is the first one. I guess I wouldn't have to look it up if I just memorized the first of everything. Oh my gosh! We have the energy of an arrow of light piercing a storm of darkness, and then the page of swords, like literally right here. Yeah, I really think that these are gonna like play together, but you know, we'll see. I'm excited. So, for the space of the challenge, the Page of Cups, and we have the 6 of clubs coming out with that. The Page of Cups, we're gonna pull another card, and it's gonna be the 2 of Pentacles. Under the 2 of Pentacles is the 2 of Swords, believe it or not. And then we got 2 2s on the table. So 2 is a number. So the Page of Cups is a messenger, kind of sort of from the spirit world, the messenger from the realm that flows between all realms. It's kind of sort of the current that runs from fire to earth. And the message is this 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles is the Nocturne, which is interesting because my boy Russell just talked about nocturnes the other day, Impressionism, and the birth of electric lights and what it did for folks at night. But the Nocturne in this deck, the 2 of Pentacles in this deck, is about the transition period between worlds. And this is our challenge. This is transitioning spiritually, or seeing the truth of what's going down spiritually beyond just the control program and that matrix. Because there's something beyond it. Like, that's sort of the dark side of things, but the light side of things isn't necessarily always the opposite of the dark side of things. Because again, sometimes they come together to allow an event to occur and transpire, but but for very different reasons. The end game is different, but it might start the same. Right. Excuse me. So unfortunately, is it this? Yeah, we're only going to have 2 Lenormands, which is fine, because they're not going to look those up in combination if I wanted to. Janet Jackson, Someone Call My Lover, just popped into my head. The 6 of Clubs is the cross. Duty, suffering, burden, intolerance, principles, indoctrination, negative 2 to 3 weeks. So here we have the energy of the cross with these 2 worlds. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! A shift in the wind, a leaf caught in an eddy, and the birth of a new language. And I also like, however the dice fell out, means something. This particular layout ain't really saying much to me. I also chose to go for the matte finish instead of the glossy because I like glossy, but I'm high-key a fan of matte. A shift in the wind, and then we have this 2 of Pentacles with this Page of Cups. The page is everything that flows in between. Right now, there's a snake in the formation of an 8, biting its own tail. The Ouroboros in between these 2 worlds. We have the North Node and the South Node, our comfort zone and the space that we're reaching into. And then we have a shift in the wind, a leaf caught in an eddy, and the birth of a new language. This is 54, 12, 3, 7, 5, 4. Twelve is Pisces. So this is, no. 12 is the hangman. We have hangman, Gemini, the crown chakra, water, the throat chakra, and then 34, which is like the 7 or 8 maybe of essences. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna end up pulling it up. Because they had an option to like make a little booklet. But I was like, what would I do that for? And now I'm like, oh, I guess I could have did that. But then if I do end up like making these more, I didn't necessarily want like my dice correspondences out there. Oh, snap. This is a teacher of water. No, this is 54, not 34. Sorry. I was like, what? What? Oh, snap. This is the 5 of air. The 5 of zones. It's a space of change in the mental. But it's stuck because of this back and forth. And so that's the leaf caught in an eddy. It's like the winds are changing and we are flowing with it, but it's like, y'all know what an eddy is like when you have those leaves in the trash that'll blend circles. If the wind is in, like there's a section of a building and the wind just kind of sort of like does this in there because it blows in, has nowhere else to go, so then it comes around and comes back out. It's an energy of circling the drain. But with the birth of a new language, it's an opportunity to, again, it carries a similar energy to speaking life. Me too. Girl, yeah, that's why this deck is going to be reserved to like this space, because some of these go like supposedly like real deep, like deep. But that's this energy, and it's like we need to break the cycle somewhere. But this is the challenge. So the challenge is in this space of so much change, grounding and centering ourselves. It's finding the eye of the storm. The challenge is finding that sweet spot that spirit is going to put us in. And it's a spot that doesn't necessarily exempt us from any change or challenge, but it gives us that unshakable peace where we're just like, take what needs to be taken. I give it out to you, Jesus. And then here's the cross. This is the cross. Also, the 6 of Wands energy with the 6 of Clubs here is an energy of like victory, right? And recognition. But again, this is standing strong in our own foundation amidst a world, a changing world of chaos. And the recognition and the victory that we claim is from spirit. This is spirit recognizing our light. And look, see, some of these, like I said, the numbers got cut off at the bottom. Because I was making these and then I realized, I was like, oh, snap, these are like way low. And then so I moved them up after that. That's a king of diamonds. Oh, snap, we got a king. We got a king. We got 2 kings, actually. There are 2 kings on the table. So here's the lesson. The lesson is the 7 of Pentacles. It's the gardener. And you see how contemplative she is? The lesson here is that it's really mind over matter. Even though right now the matter is over the mind, but it's like the matter is over the mind because that is, who is this? Jupiter in Taurus. No, that's Saturn. Saturn in Taurus energy. Right now, Uranus is in Taurus and Saturn is in Capricorn. But yeah, it's a mind over matter. It's and that's the lesson. The lesson is, hold up. Okay, never mind. But still, these two pinnacles at the bottom are on their own pole. You see that? But the five up top are all connected. But actually, only the top three are. Because there's no, you see, there's no line linking the middle pinnacle to the bottom two, only the top two. I never noticed that really. And so it almost looks like a letter up top. It's like the energy of a mailbox. Saturn in Taurus is interesting because Taurus is all about pleasure. But Saturn is about restriction of extraneous, of the extra. And so too, there's an energy here of appreciating in this time what we do have. And if there's extra stuff, if there are these extra pleasures that we don't have right now, it's for us to find a way to be okay with that. Actually, every single card on the table has a Lenormand correspondence because these are kings. So the card that came out is where feminine and masculine meet, the conception of innocence and nesting in preparation. 24, 5, 4, 1, 4, and 3. There's a 4, 4, 4 here. 1 and 3 is 4. So that could be 44, 44. And this is the energy of the King of Wands. And again, the King of Wands is about going after and attaining whatever it is that is pleasurable and desirable. Feminine and masculine could be the logical side of the brain and the spiritual side. The conception of innocence would be this pinnacle right here. And then nesting in preparation is what she's doing. So it's like in the space of the above, we already have 3, 3, and then this one in the middle. Again, this is the only one. It's only connected to these 3. So here's the feminine, the masculine, and the inner child. Also, there are these pillars to symbolize the maturity and the growth that had to happen from her up here. But also, like, the lesson is it's really coming into a more divine consciousness. And it's embodying something that is more divine. Something more balanced between the feminine and the masculine. And it's like, as we prepare ourselves, the world is also getting prepared. And again, with the energy of Saturn here, just like when that world card came out, it's like spiritually, the world that we're coming into, it's already set. It's already fixed. It's already up and running. We just have to align with it and get with the program down here to come into it. But also at the same time, it's like, whatever it is, our roles in it, we're still finding them. It's still being created. It's almost like you get hired by a company and then you sort of get to determine what your role is. You look at your skill set, you see what the company needs, you find a niche, and you get to it and you start working there. This is a 2. 2 is a number of duality. but it can also be a number of change and transition, right? And that's more so like sliding from one pole of the duality to the other pole, or rebalancing and recentering. And then we have two twos. And look, although the four is in here, the 444, and we had the two twos, which make a four, and the numbers are cut off on this one, so we're going to double the numbers. Look at the card backs, y'all. That's like dice, and then I got like 4 bags on there. The blue, that blue it's this blue. And then I was going to make another set where I changed the background, but I was like, that's too much work, because then I would have to take all the pictures again, and we ain't doing that. Now, if I was doing it digitally, I could just like edit it. I guess I could just go in digitally and edit the background. I never thought of that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm glad they finally came. This was a whole process. Like I said, I was out for like a week after I made this, and other stuff was going on too. But the energy that it took, girl. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's like, and with the 444, it's like we are creating structure and balance. And it's almost like, you know, whenever you watch a reality TV show or whatever, and the first person in the house gets to pick their room, it's almost like that energy. The first wave in, the first ones across the threshold will get to sort of pick their spot. And then as more and more and more people come into it, again, it's like aligning your strengths and interests with what needs to be done with the niche. There's also this energy of learning from like masters, and it's like a whole school, but not. This is like a brand new space. The way it's coming to me, it's like, it's kind of like a school, like X-Men, but almost. Let's see what the king of... Hold up, wait, what she shared? Excuse me? Oh, making today Christmas. Let's go to the Lenormand correspondence. Who this? The clubs? The king of clubs? Yep, the king of clubs. The king of clubs, and what we got over here? The six of clubs. And the club of blazing Queen of Clubs by Azalea Banks just popped into my mind. This is the clouds, confusion, unclarity, misunderstanding, insecurity, doubt, hidden, secrets, negative, and fall. So we have the cross of the clouds right now. But this is the space of the lesson. The lesson being the clouds that make sense, right? That's why the fog rolled in. It rolled in not only to free and liberate us, but also in this time, if you have a keen enough eye, you may start to sort of see how we ended up in this situation in the first place. And it's as important for us to see how we got here as it is for us to get out of here. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's really putting everything in line. Oh, my ear just started hurting. Oh, now it's moved to my brain. Now it's gone. Is that the King of Clubs? I think so. Queen of Clubs. I had an Azalea Banks phase for like a few weeks to a month a few years ago. I don't know why. It was like random. So this is the lesson. And it's also, again, with the feminine and the masculine meeting. It's about, and that's kind of sort of, farming is kind of sort of, in a way, a feminine and masculine activity, quote unquote. with the planning and the care and attention that goes into it, and the tending that goes into it, and sometimes the pruning that goes into it, it's very much kind of sort of a middle ground. Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm feeling. So it's going to be work and play and everything. It's like a college campus where you have classes there, you have bars there, you have your after school activities there, you live there, you shop there, there's eating places there. It's like everything is here. But before you're permitted, and just like college, you take your exams, your SAT, your ACT, your MCAT, your LSAT, your entrance exams. And depending on how you do on your exam, it determines kind of what schools you get permitted access to. And I guess the clouds is asking you, like, are you learning your lessons? The feminine and the masculine, are you bringing them into balance? Are you finding and tapping into your inner child? And also, like, that's what the nesting and the preparation is for. It's for the birth of this inner child, right? So this card, there's a whole journey. The men and the women meet, the masculine and the feminine meet here. The child is conceived here, and then they're preparing the house to bring the baby home. Now, the baby doesn't actually come home here, but everything from conception to preparation is all here. And I will look at the chakras after this to see what's involved. Let's see. Next is the blessing. The blessing is the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, goodness. This blessing is so low key. If somebody was like, hey, like, I want you to go through this really difficult challenge, and what you're gonna get out of it is the Knight of Pentacles, I would be like, what? Because it's almost like your reward for doing the work is knowing how to do the work. It's like, oh, well, now next time it's like an unpaid internship. This is the energy of an unpaid internship. It's like, yeah, your payment is the experience that you get from this. It's like, what? But I think it's also going to teach us how to be a little bit tougher. And then with this looking back here, the reward, not only is it sort of the energy of, I know, right? Not only is it the energy of really finding and grounding and centering the self, being able to weather the storms from the outside and still find peace with it. But with this Knight of Pentacles looking back, it's like it's going to take this pentacle right here and put it here. So then we'll have this feminine upside down triangle, because right now it's receptive, it's Earth. And then we'll have a masculine right side up triangle that will form this hourglass in between them, with these two being the poles. And that's very much this energy, right? The north node would be the downward pointing triangle. The south node would be the upward pointing triangle. Sorry. I keep messing up the triangle. There we go. Downward pointing triangle. And it forms this hourglass with this pole here sort of being the snake that is the fulcrum between the two. But again, the Eight of Pentacles in this deck, it is mastery. That's also the blessing. The blessing is the mastery that we gain from this. And so here we have the King of Diamonds, which is that King of Pentacles energy. And it says, a bell that brings the physical and intangible into harmony as it pulses out into the universe, and collision or cohesion. Oof. I think this is 54, 11, 2, 8, and 22. Here's an 11. There's an 8. It's a 3. 250. Oh, I can see the numbers. Because the dice are like actually on the card, So I was like, if I can read them, then I can read them. 54. That's a 3. That's an 8. That's a 2. That's a 2, I think, or a 3, girl. I don't know. I would be able to just pull up the picture because I still have all the pictures on my phone. I don't know if it's that important. But we have the energy of the King of Diamonds here. So here's the Knight of Pentacles, and then here's the King of Pentacles energy right here. And again, it's the blessing is the mastery that we gain. And I guess the blessing would also be, you know, like getting first pick or something. I don't know. That is a little like, I mean, I guess mastery is exciting though, right? King of Diamonds, this is the fish. The fish is finances, business, wealth, values, gain, abundance, positive, and repetitive. Finances, business, and wealth, but also values and gain. Also, there's the scarab here, which is symbolic of Capri, a deity associated with the sun. And look, this sun is almost coming to eclipse this moon right here. And we're going to have the last solar eclipse of this year, like December 14th. And this is a Knight of Pentacles, so it is a hot second until December 14th. But I know one of the people I watch on here, he's been talking about how the solar, he was like, all of the eclipses in June and the Lion's Gate and everything that happens until the solar eclipse in December is about coming into the inner child and really getting it ready. So that's the gift here also. It's an inner child that is mature. And a mature inner child is kind of sort of like, you know, pretty close to the essence of the soul. And then we got some more clubs. This is so wands heavy. Clubs are wands, spades are swords, hearts are cups, diamonds are pentacles. And look, we got another page. Page of wands and the page of cups. Come on, pages. The pages are closing it up. This is our little extra message. Let's see. There we go. The 9 of Cups with the 8 of Pentacles right behind it. And behind the 8 of Pentacles is the 7 of Wands. So it's the Dark Horse. I'm just going to pull this and set this right here in between these two. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that her? Oh my gosh. I think it is. I think that's the... I never realized that this is the same woman. How did I not realize that she's grown and she's matured? Like I said, like the inner child will mature into a master. It's closer to the soul. Look at her. Look at her. And she's creating that last pinnacle, by the way. And then the mystic forest is behind her. And then here's the staff of power. Oh my gosh. Look at all the pages. Page of swords at the bottom of the deck. Page of cups. Page of wands. I feel like we got to look at the page of pentacles. What is she up to? She's the only one that ain't here. And then the page of wands is bringing us the 9 of cups. Every time I see the page of wands, y'all know I say the tail resumes. It's like the lizard had its tail cut off. There was some separation, but now we're coming back together. Coming Back to Me by Lindsay Lohan just popped into my mind. My life is full of ripped up pages. I've been weak, contagious, but I'm coming back to me. And that's what this is. This is a journey of coming back to the self. Coming back to the true self. Oh, I love this. So the Page of Wands is the messenger from the land of desire, the land of fire. This is the soul. This is the essence, spirit, and it's almost like a space of the collective subconscious or a space of collective desires. A little bit. But this is the fulfillment of this wish. And I think this is just saying that, like, this is the path that we asked for. This is the way to get where it is that we want to be. There is no mistake here. And Gaia ain't trying to kill us. If Gaia wanted us dead, we would be dead. Like, it's like if the divine wanted us gone, we would be gone. Right? It's like, but that's not the case. That's not the point. Again, but this is the way that we get what it is that we've been desiring. But Spirit's like, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to put you in a position to go and do even more after you're done with this. And then that's the 8. You know, they say 8s are a number of abundance. Here's an 8 and then a 9. Look at that. Look at that. 8 and then a 9. Look at that. Look at that. We got an Ace of Cups that is left over after these 8 wands evaporate the other ones. This is so wands heavy. Why is it so wands heavy? Because we really wanted it, I guess. All of those desires. Can you handle your own fire? This says, an immediately met request, a land where all seasons reside, and a return to center. Like I literally just said, coming back to me. This is a return to center, a land where all seasons reside, and an immediately met request. 41, 5, 2, 2, 5, and 2. So we got 2, 2, 2, and then 5, 5, 5 with the 41 and then the 2 5s. So balance and stability, change. It's change, change, stability, stability, change. Still ain't stability. Change, change, polarity, polarity, change, polarity. Again, this is us rebalancing and recentering on these axes to align and center ourselves and to lock and click everything into place, to get all the gears lined up so that when they start to turn, it'll open the door and then you can walk through. The sound effects are off, but y'all get it. Right? Or she'll be like, y'all remember dinosaurs? Like y'all thought that they were gone, but hey, surprise, they've been chilling right here. Or just flooding, volcanoes, earthquakes, fires, storms, girl, it could be anything. Gaia could just decide that she ain't gonna give us no air to breathe no more. All the air is just gone today. Or she'll get one of her asteroid comet buddies and be like, you know what? I know we've been giving them a lot of scares and a lot of near hits, but just go ahead and end it. You know, I'll be sick in the bed for like a week, but I'll be fine. I'll be back to myself and they'll be taken care of. It's a win-win situation. Really stop. She ain't about that life. Or at least she doesn't want to be. She is about that life. So don't play with her because she is very much so about that life, but she doesn't want to be. I think, you know, I don't know her personally, but you know, from what I know of her, she seems pretty legit, pretty cool. Also, she has matured. So maybe when she was younger, she would be like, "Oh, I don't want to, like, I don't care, like, how bad it hurts. I don't want to do it." She's like, "No, I ain't doing this no more. Y'all done took advantage of me and took advantage of me and took advantage of me. I had to go through my dark night of the soul where I loved myself enough to be like, you know what? I'll wipe you out. I will wipe you out before I allow you to do this to me." So everyone's growing and maturing. It's cool. An immediately met request, a land where all seasons reside, and a return to center. And that's the thing about a land where all seasons reside. It's like it was giving me the energy of, is it Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, and Montana? It's those 4 states, or there's this one place where 4 states meet and you can stand in you can like be in 4 states at one time. But it's like that, but all of the seasons are like here. So in that way, it's kind of sort of like a world card because we get the seasons there. Oh, in the Wheel of Fortune sometimes, I know in the Witch's Tarot, you'll see all 4 seasons on the Wheel of Fortune. And then a return to center. We're just going to pull it and see. We're going to see what's around the Wheel of Fortune. Is it the Wheel of the Year in this deck? I think it's the Wheel of the Year in this deck, and it's the Wheel of Life and the SKT. Look, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Where's that wheel? My life is full of ripped up pages. I've been weak, contagious. But I'm coming back to me. Oh boy, you know that everything changes, how things turn to basics. Okay. Let's find this wheel. And then like that yakety yak don't come back just popped into my mind. Yakety yak don't come back. I don't know why. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Do 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 do. Doom 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 doom. Yakety yak. Where is this? Really? She all the way up here. The Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups. But in the Wheel of the Year, you can kind of sort of see how we have all of the seasons represented. And then a return to center, returning to the center of the spoken wheel. And so returning to the south, like I already said. We'll see what the Eight of Wands is. This will be, for the moment, I feel like this will definitely be like a channel exclusive deck to this channel because I can't even imagine trying to use these on the other channel. I mean, I can't imagine doing it because like I'd literally just have to pull the card, but Eight of Clubs. Let's see. Eight of Clubs is the Mountain. Difficulties, problems, obstacles, impairment, hurdles, struggles, challenge, negative, and standstill. Oof. So we have the Cross the Clouds, the Fish in the Mountain. But with Fish in the Mountain, it's giving me the energy of salmon. That like they sort of swim upstream and they jump and stuff. So it's like the Page of Wands is telling us to find the water. And the water is bringing the earth, which is the mountain. If we find the water and we become the fish, then we'll be able to sort of scale this, right? But to be the fish, we have to be able to freely navigate within the space of our own emotion. And not only navigating in the space of our own emotion, but also navigating in the space of the collective sea of emotions. And it isn't necessarily to take on the burdens and the weight of the world, but it's to be able to swim through it and move through it without drowning and unscathed and without losing the self. That's the easiest path up this mountain. I don't know why we can't just turn into birds and fly up the mountain. I guess that ain't realistic. Well, I guess if the mountain is high enough, well, it still kind of sort of holds true for the water. But if the mountain is high enough, then the concentration of oxygen might get too thin for the birds to fly any higher. But as long as there's water, then the fish can continue swimming up the mountain. Also, when you're on your way up the mountain, fish, be careful of the birds. Because the birds will be there for a certain amount of time. And so there's a period of time where you don't necessarily want to be jumping out the water super often, because then some of your scales will catch the sunlight and then a bird will see you. And then they'll try to swoop in and get you. Right? Them peregrines and those kestrels, they'll try to come and get you. The Cross in the Clouds. The Fish in the Mountain. And then here's the Mastery that sort of crowns all of this. So I'm going to take a picture of this because this is going to be the thumbnail. Hold up, wait. I got to get a card back in here. No, I'll get the 10. Where the 10 at? Boom. There we go. Now, here we go. I really thought I would have had an extra card in this deck to have a title card, because on the website it said 55, but I only coded 54. So I'm like, what's the 54th card? I don't know. Also, like I said, I didn't look at the dimensions of the size. I was like, for the first run, for the first trial, this is perfectly fine. And I am very satisfied. Even though the Capricorn in me is like, oof, I wish this were better. And I thought I didn't have any Virgo in my chart. I got plenty of Virgo. Let me stop. So now we're going to be getting the final message. And what an interesting little thing. I feel like I'm kind of sort of getting to the point where I'm repeating myself. But also, I guess it's like, you know, sometimes the messages hit different on different days, or you say it in a different way, or it clicks in a different way. The pages are bringing in the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. But again, it's like a dream is a wish the heart makes. So it isn't necessarily what you say, it's what your heart is saying. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. We'll take these. The erudite and the Two of Cups, that's the message of the Page of Swords. I was like, well, what are the Page of Swords supposed to say? The erudite and the Two of Cups. Before you can come into union with somebody else, you got to come into union with yourself. And even if the union with somebody else is just you really being with spirit, you know, in a more not tactile way, but in a more sort of in an increased way, right? First, you got to come together. I was sitting on the porch today, like, wow, unconditional love is so challenging when it comes to like certain things, and it's not challenging. But then I was like, what things? The conditions? And I was like, oh, haha, that's funny. If it weren't for those gosh darn conditions, then unconditional love would be so easy. And again, it's not that it's difficult. It's just that, like, there comes the space. What is that noise? I've been hearing it for a minute. Is it like the car outside or something? It might be. It's like a grinding type of noise. It's like really annoying. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Come on, bend the bell, give me the preview of the SK3. Final message from the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, please. Final message from the Spirit Keeper's Tarot. I would like 2 cards. 2 cards would be cute because then I could I-Ching. Look at all that. Look at all that. Let's look at it. Why not? Bottom of the deck is the Sun, the Warrior. Girl, they're like, we ain't done talking. I said, oh my gosh, this is so much. This is so much. This is so much. So we'll go quick. We'll do 2 by 2. The Blind Seer and the Archangel of Glory, the Angel of Arts and Grace. This is the inside coming to match the outside, and pay attention to what fire you're fueling with your words and your visions. Then we have New World Order and the Six of Swords. This is, you know, us coming to a less chaotic point in time. We have Apocalypse and the Giver. And this energy, it's just telling me that, like, if we allow the universe to take from us what needs to be taken, then we'll get it back quicker. It's like the less resistance we give it, the less resistance we get back. The Nocturne and the Page of Cups. Oh, snap. So, again, I mean, they came out together again. Spirit, it's like lean on Spirit in these times, but lean on the lessons that we've already learned and focus on sort of developing them and honing them at this time. Because again, in the space of the test, you're not really going to get answers, but everything you need for the test has already been taught. And then we see the last page that we didn't see earlier today. So all of the messengers have come out Thank y'all. I want to thank every stronghold in the deck for coming out and welcoming my Diceology cards into the mix. I feel like I've gotten all of their approval. Low key, the Page of Pentacles, the Stronghold of the Veil, is coming out with the Nine of Swords, the Hunt. It's like I know that things are like real rough down there right now, and I know that it's real easy to get wrapped up in the anxiety and worry and to see the bad, but know that spirit is God is more powerful than anything that could happen and transpire down there. And they say that he also works in mysterious ways. And it's like it would be too easy for the world to end in the year of double judgment. It would be too easy. And they say that like no man knows the end. And so if it's looking like the end is nigh, it probably isn't. But it is an end to one thing and the beginning of another. No problem. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the eminence. The eminence. Every element. This is us standing in our power. We have the Four of Pentacles up here. I love that because I literally said every element. This is us standing in our power. And with the Four of Pentacles, you can see somebody in the center amidst the glyphs for all of the elements standing in their power, standing on the lessons that they've learned throughout this point and keeping their heart sort of in balance. In the crown and keeping themselves rooted and grounded. You got to root both feet. Now we have the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away from the things that no longer serve us. Here's the Big Dipper. That's the guidance that we get in the night. And as long as we follow that, we'll be good. Then we have the Two of Cups, which again is about us sort of ready and preparing our hearts for this divine energy, right? I feel like a lot of times when people talk about preparing their vessel to inhabit or to carry divine energy, like we think of the body and we're like, oh, so I'm going to eat right, I'm going to go vegan, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to do all this, but all the while our hearts and our minds are not, like, especially the heart is not capable of holding that energy. You got to do more than just work out the body. This is about getting that heart right to really hold all of this. And then last but not least, we have the Ace of Cups. Like I said, this is the space of us preparing ourselves for the divine. And then once we all nice and neat and balanced, boom, we get that Ace of Cups. And you want to see something? You want to see something? 8 plus 2 is 10. And then we get the 1. Do all that and you find the 1. But you got to be solid in yourself. You can't be all whatever. You can't be relying on somebody else to give you something that you need to get for yourself. You got to be in a space to be able to fight your own battles and to shine your own light with this Sun card. And look at me. Who would have thought that I'd be shining like this? We'll go back to a year ago. What a year it's been. What a year it's been. Page of Swords. Page. Ooh, I just called the king a whole gosh darn page. Sorry, king. All right, so let's get this final message because that was a lot. I don't think the cards are done talking yet. They just wanted to make that known. Give me like 2 cards so I can I-Ching, please. It's like you just got a whole series of 2 cards and you ain't do not one I-Ching. Because that was way too much. See, y'all playing games. Final message, please. 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 Message, please. What's that song? Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. What do they say? Leave the rest behind or leave it all behind? Celebrate good times. Come on. Oh, that Page of Wands again. Okay, Page of Wands, what is your message? First, you brought us the 9 of Cups. Are you bringing us the Star? Are you bringing us the Sun? Are you bringing us the Hierophant? Are you bringing us Justice? Are you bringing us the Lovers? Are you bringing the Wheel of Fortune, the 10 of Pentacles, that money? Like, what are you bringing? Come on, Paige, tell me. She said, just choose. She said, choose with your heart. Well, my heart tells me, baby, you should meet me in the middle. She got jokes. She got jokes. Okay. Y'all see this? She got jokes. She bringing the captor. Maybe she's got the key to the captor's cages. And she's going to set the captives free. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. It's interesting because this is Virgo energy. I guess I did pick that one, right? So let's get to the middle again. And then we'll grab both of them. The King and Queen of Diamonds. No, that's the King of Hearts and the the Queen of Diamonds. King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy. Under that is the Jack of Diamonds, which is the Page of the Knight, the pipe, the child. It's the child of diamonds. So there's mastery to be had. Because again, when we free ourselves, and it's interesting because I pulled some cards. Oh, these are both upside down. I pulled some cards for someone, not recently, but I felt led to. And I remember the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands came out. And it was just this energy of like, once you navigate through this space, you're going to be able to navigate through anything. It's like there's almost like nothing that the world is going to be able to throw at you that's really going to knock you off your game. And it's not that there's not going to be challenges, but if you can find mastery, if you can find balance, if you can find calm and peace when the whole world is like on lockdown, what's going to happen later to get you that will shake you, right? This is the time where we find, cultivate, create the peace that surpasses, all understanding. Oof, I'm like starving right now. I'm starving. I was like not even hungry, but now I am starving. Why do these cards make me hungry? I get that solar plexus sustenance. Okay. So first we'll I Ching, and then I'll read these, and then I'll see what the Lenormand correspondences are. Maybe you should meet me in the middle. I guess my head is a jukebox today. I've been listening to music, so maybe that's why. Ariana Grande came on and just changed the whole mood of Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, everybody was twerking, even the mouse, because of Ariana. So, Eight of Orbs. This is Mountain Over Lake. Mountain Over Lake. And Mountain Over Lake is number 41, Deliberation. Ooh, I like that energy. It was December by Ariana Grande, if you're curious. And then the Jonas Brothers came on. I was like, okay, so we're getting back into Christmas. All right, love it. This is Deliberation, Waning, and On the Decline. This is soon. A state of deliberation. That which is below must yield and decrease to compensate for that which is above. That which is below must yield and decrease to compensate for that which is above. Like I said, in the above, it's already fixed. We are aligning with it down here. This is the above that can't even come down because we're still focusing and aligning. It's like we're creating the 7th pinnacle. This 8th pinnacle, this 8th orb is still trapped up in this one that we get after we become the master. And the divine is like, you ain't got 8 pinnacles? Sorry, this costs 8 swords. And there's 1 sword per pinnacle. So we're not letting this go until you master whatever it is you're working on now. And then you claim your power at this one. Then we can set this angel free to go down there and clean up y'all's mess. Because what we ain't going to do Let's have a repeat situation in 100 years. Why is it every 100 years, apparently, according to memes on the internet, that there's some new pandemic, some new disease? Like, what's that about? Can we get it right? Hello? Because I ain't trying to be here in 2120. And when I say not trying to be here, I mean like not trying to be in another pandemic type of situation. I might live to be 300-400 years old. Who knows? Oh goodness. All right, well, at least if I got somebody fun there with me, then it wouldn't be that bad. That which is below must yield and decrease to compensate for that which is above. A sacrifice made sincerely from the heart must be offered as compensation. Although movement is in the decline, it is still advantageous for you to proceed forward on your endeavor. Knight of Pentacles energy. There are still benefits to be had in continuing. The question to ask is how one might achieve advancement in spite of the ongoing state of debilitation. You remain protected by the divine. Do not linger or dwell on a matter that has come to a conclusion. Do not fault yourself for the outcome. I love that. And then we have again this King of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds. And I could play cards with these if I wanted to. Also, I do have another deck. A little deck of playing cards that I left somewhere. It's like tiny, tiny. This is a decision that once made cannot be rescinded. Oh my gosh. The King of Cups, King of Hearts. It's a number 3. We have a 3 and a 4. That's an ascension. We go from a 3 to a 4, ascending, and then we're moving from masculine queen to feminine queen. From a masculine king to a feminine queen. From cups to earth. Interesting. A decision that once made cannot be rescinded. A wise king who settles an impossible dispute and operating in divine order. Operating in divine order. Like I said, that which is below must compensate for that which is above. That's the divine order that we need to operate in. Boom. Also, I'm going to I Ching these. This will be the upper trigram. This will be the lower trigram. And I'm still going to do the Lenormand because that's what I get to do now. I get to play with these however I want to. The Queen of Diamonds is an abrupt change of season. The vision catching up to the fantasy and the filling of valleys and falling of mountains. The filling of valleys and falling of mountains is this energy of things coming into balance on both sides, right? It's about sort of collapsing the polarity on the center. We're no longer having these like super huge extremes. At least we're smoothing it out long enough to navigate this transition. And it's interesting that an abrupt change of season came out when in the same space, roughly, we just had a land where all 4 seasons reside. And so I guess it's like, if those 4 seasons, I saw it as like the 4 seasons were fixed, but now it's like the 4 seasons are on the wheel and returning it. But this isn't like a gradual shift between like summer and winter. There is no fall. It's like we're going from summer to winter, just like that. We're going from winter to summer, just like that. There's no spring, there's no fall. Pentacles are associated with the winter, interestingly enough, and swords are associated with autumn because of Libra and Capricorn, right? Libra is the fall, Capricorn is the winter. So these two together, a decision that once made cannot be rescinded, an abrupt change of season. A wise king who settles an impossible dispute, the vision catching up to fantasy. Operating in divine order, and the filling of valleys and falling of mountains. The numbers are cut off So I can't even see. The numbers are cut off on both of these. Well, I see 70, 16, 6. Right. The tops of some of these numbers are easier to read than others. Like that's a 7, a 6, and an 8. I believe that's a 4 and a 1, and another 4. 4, 6, 7, 8, 4, 1. Maybe for some of these, I will go back to the images and see what the numbers are, just for funsies. Maybe not. I actually just need to put that. I still have the document that I typed up before I put it all on the images. So um, this is the also through the 3 and the 4. It's an energy of the emperor and the empress, the empress and the emperor. And both of these are purple sets of dice. When I was doing this, I finally figured out the difference between the two purple sets, by the way. So I can tell the difference now. One of the purple sets is like a little bit more gray / straight up purple. The other purple set has like some reds in it and some golds in it. And I decided to make the reds and golds the feminine. And the other one the masculine. But on the feminine side, there's the 4, which is the energy of the emperor. On the masculine side, there's the empress, which is the energy of the feminine. There's something about this energy it's where the other should be. This is that one day where the emperor and the empress, who are usually work together cohesively, smoothly, and that was also the energy. It was a question, cohesion or collision, that I completely didn't speak to. That came out with the land where 4 seasons exist and all of that. The 9 of Cups and the Page of Wands came out. The last one was collision or cohesion. Are we going to smoothly make this transition, or is it going to be an asteroid meeting an asteroid type of situation where we sort of crumble into space dust? And again, it's tied to the amount of resistance that we have right now. But this is like Freaky Friday type energy between the emperor and the empress. They usually work together pretty cohesively. I mean, okay, on the earth, not necessarily. Down here, not necessarily. But it's like now the empress is asked to do emperor things, and the emperor is asked to do empress things, so they can get an appreciation of what the other does. And it seems like this king is having a little bit harder of a time than this queen is. It's like this queen with the space of the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Orbs, is finding out. She's like finding her way to do what he does. But this king is struggling because he can't do what she does as she does it. Maybe this was a while ago. Maybe that's why we got toxic masculine energy down here right now, trying to force whatever she was doing. And she's doing it the right way because it's about finding your own way. It's reminding me of the episode of Teen Titans where Starfire and Raven switched bodies. And so they had to learn to use the other's powers. And it was like Starfire's powers were activated by like happy thoughts and happy feelings. And Raven was like, she was like, I usually think of like puppies and ice cream and unicorns. And then I fire this bolt of destructive energy. It's like this king energy needs to loosen up. And then a decision that once made can't be rescinded. A wise king who settles an impossible dispute. There's this energy of a standstill. Because I feel like this king. Now the key to this trial in particular that was on my mind when this came to me. It was King Solomon when there were the two women fighting over the baby. And King Solomon was like, okay, split the baby in half. You get one half and she gets the other half. And the real mother would rather have her child whole in the arms of another woman than to have that child, split asunder. And so it was a test of heart that separated the real feminine from the fake. But this energy is too airy to really allow that to be. And it seems like something over here is really, really, really like final. It's like once I give my verdict, once I make my judgment, I won't be able to take that back. So to this energy, I would say like loosen up a little bit, like lighten up a little bit. It is serious, but it's not that serious. And there is grace, right? As long as you're doing the best and as long as you're coming from your heart, then, I mean, they do say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but as long as you're doing your best and you're coming from your heart and you're not avoiding the things that you need to be addressing, you'll be fine. And I think that's why this queen over here is having a little bit easier of a time. The vision catching up to fantasy. And like that's what she's literally doing. That's why she's down here creating these pinnacles. She is making the fantasy real. And the vision is like our literal vision. It's like literally seeing it. It's seeing what it has been that's been in the space of hopes and wishes and dreams. It's seeing it, but this energy can't see it because not only is it tied up and blindfolded, it's also behind these swords, these bars. And the energy here that's tied up is the angel. So it's like as soon as this energy can like loosen up a little bit, it'll claim it. This is the hare. This is the tortoise. And their journeys are very, very, very different, but also similar. Because it's his journey to free himself. Because again, it's like once he frees himself, he's already there. And it's her journey to really come into a space of creating for herself. And so she kind of sort of has more lessons to sort of go through technically than he does. But again, she's not as bound and captive as he is. She's a little bit freer than he is. This is so interesting. I love this. I'm so glad I made these. So let's Lenormand, and let's see what these two are, shall we? Why is YouTube Studio open? Huh? So we got diamonds and hearts. Diamonds and hearts. We got some diamonds and hearts. The Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds is the crossroad. And the crossroad is number 22. I remember that. Choices, many opportunities, travel, separation, hesitation, decisions, neutral, in 6 to 7 weeks. I don't know why some of these have timing and some of these don't. The King of Hearts is the house, which is home, establishment, safety, tradition, custom, privacy, conservation, positive, and permanent. So we have one positive and one neutral. We go from the house into the crossroad. The house and the crossroad. They say home is where the heart is, but then here's this crossroad right here. Oh my gosh. I want to pull these with Lenormand or something. I don't know. There's so much I want to do with these now. I might just keep playing with them. Today is Christmas, so I was going to do some work today, but I'm not going to do work today. I am taking a break from my Christmas right now to do this because, my Christmas music isn't playing. And I do have a Christmas movie planned for later. I hope I can find the DVD. I have some mint tea too. I don't have any hot chocolate. What's super, oh my gosh. I've spoken this metaphor so many times. I was literally just at the store the day before yesterday, and we were in the candy aisle, and I was like, "Oh, I want to pick up like some peppermints. I want something minty." And if I would have picked up peppermints, we might have a few hot chocolate K cups. I could have had hot chocolate and dropped a mint in it. Oh, I should have did it when it came to my mind. Oh, why didn't I do it? Why did I not do it? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I have mint tea. I'll pretend. Oh man. Well, I didn't know today would be Christmas, okay? A few days ago. I just decided today would be Christmas last night. So, 8/24/2020, it's Christmas in my world. The home and the crossroad. Home is where the heart is, but someone doesn't know where their heart is. But I think we do. And again, it's like the lessons surrounding the heart have been different. This king has to free his heart. And it's like once his heart is free, it'll be relatively smooth sailing. But this queen energy has to come into hers. All right. So now we're going to I Ching again off of these two for the king energy. And then we're I Ching off of these two for the queen energy. And then I will shut this down. So back to the book of maps. Back to the book of maps. Ow, back to the book of maps. Ow, back to the book of maps. Sorry. Ow, 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 ow. Back to the book of maps. Is this Lake? Or was that? Yeah, I think that's Lake. And then we'll go King of Cups, King of Chalices, and Lake. So this is water over the lake. Under the water, carry the water, but remove the water. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. Once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Upper trigram water, lower trigram lake. This is number 60. I've never gotten 60 before. This is boundaries. This is boundaries, and look at these swords. Oof. That's those boundaries are a bit excessive. Walls are built too high. Won't let love in. Into the blue again. Boundaries, restraint, and regulation. This is Jie. Water is beneficent when it occupies limited space. An overflow will cause flooding. Set limitations and establish regulation. Without limits and restraint, there can be no greatness. Right now, you are aimless. You have not set the proper limits on yourself. Without boundaries, there can be no identity. No identity? Eight of Swords. Without identity, you have no sense of yourself. Without a sense of yourself, you do not know what you really want and feel no purpose. Without a sense of self, you don't know what you really want and you feel no purpose. The home and the crossroads. Like, is that not what I just said? Like, literally. Without feeling a purpose, you will remain aimless. I'll read that again. We'll start right here. Without limits and restraint, there can be no greatness. Right now, you are aimless. You have not set the proper limits on yourself. Without boundaries, there can be no identity. Without identity, you have no sense of yourself. Without a sense of yourself, you do not know what you really want and feel no purpose. Without feeling a purpose, you will remain aimless. Your way to success now is through self discipline, and through self discipline, you will realize what it is you really want. With self discipline, you'll realize what it is that you really want when it comes to the home and crossroads. As long as you continue to pacify, and as long as you continue to distract, and as long as you continue to seek outside of yourself, you will forever be seeking outside of yourself. As long as you're looking outside of yourself, you'll forever be looking outside of yourself. So, how are you ever to find you when you never look in, like, you never look to you? You never look inside. Like, it makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense because everything on the outside is a reflection of the inside, but the reflections on the outside are distortions. They're not necessarily true to life. What's being reflected back to you is a distorted you. The truth of you lies inside. And if you know what it is that you want, you might have to, set some boundaries, set some limitations, stop pacifying and distracting yourself. And I don't know, own up, rise up. Come on, come. Where's the strength card? Where's strength? Because somebody needs some. Strength is, oh, look, it's literally, oh my gosh, with the Two of Cups right behind it, the strength card is right there, behind the Magician, between the Magician and the Chariot. It's time to make a move. It's time to do something. If you know what it is that you want, it's time to move and it's time to do something. It really is. And I know I'm a little heated right now. I know I'm a little passionate right now. But hey, this is King of Cups energy. King of Hearts. Like, why? Like, where it is that we know where it is that we want to go at this point. Why are we distracting ourselves? Why are we slowing down? Tomorrow is not promised. The whole world could be gone at any moment. Your world could be gone at any moment. My world could be gone at any moment. That's why I decided that today is Christmas, because it's the most happiest time of the year. And I wanted to be happy today, or I wanted to be extra happy today. So I decided that today was Christmas in my world. And you know what? All I literally had to do was go to Spotify, play my little Christmas music, and also receive this lovely, amazing gift that didn't necessarily have to arrive today, but because today is Christmas, it did. Right? It's time to move something. It's time for action. It's time to make a choice, and it's time to make a decision. And again, it's like where's the Lovers? Because the Lovers is the space of a very important, potentially life-altering decision. And I know it's a huge decision. And whenever it comes to King of Swords, speak that truth. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own head. Girl, look, how am I supposed to calm down with the King of Swords staring with the King of Swords there looking at me? I can't even speak, okay? Mercury is in retrograde, and we got a lot of Mercury on the table, and I'm doing my best. But it's like, come on. The Chariot with the King of Swords, the Magician and the Nine of Swords. As long as you continue to stay in your own mind, and as long as you are in the space of, woe is me, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this, or I can't believe I did that, or why am I not where I want to be right now, you're going to continue to manifest these blockages, because as long as you're distracting yourself, you're going to continue to manifest more distractions. Like, what was that card? A word once spoken. It's an immediate, and that was the same energy, wasn't it? A request immediately met. The Page of Wands came out with the Nine of Cups. And then the card that clarified it, a request immediately met. Immediately, as soon as you can speak your truth, you are like, all of your mercurial energy, all of your manifestive energy is stuck and tied up, and it's the leaf caught in the freaking eddy, because do something. Do something. Goodness. I'm going to breathe. Okay. I blame Ariana for this because she already made Christmas a little hot with that song December. But now I need some Jonas Brothers to remind me what the season is all about. Because while it is about, cuddling up on the inside with folks while it's cold on the outside, it's also about the kids. Okay. And, it's the kids' time right now. All right. Anyway, I mean, it's all here. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a need for healthy boundaries, but also I feel like the walls are a little bit too high. I do want to pull and see what's around the indecision card and the energy. I'm going to do it because I feel like it. It's Christmas. I'm going to give myself this moment. Where they go? We're going to see what's around indecision. As it is, we ain't going to shuffle nothing, just what's around indecision. And I feel like I've seen indecision here not too long ago. It might be the cards that came out at the top of the deck. And it is. We're just going to include journey. Is that journey or action? It's action. The card at the top of the deck was action. So after I did the reading on my Legacy channel today, I shuffled up and got the final messages off camera to keep the video shorter. Action came out. The woman holding a coin came out, and indecision came out. I was like, I know I've just seen indecision. So action is sitting on the side. Let's see what's on the other side of indecision. Oh my gosh. Well, would you look at that? The Angel of Love is on the other side of indecision. So she's going to be chilling with the King of Swords and the Chariot. And the woman holding a coin is going to be over here with the Nine of Swords and the Magician. Like, I don't know. We're kind of sort of beyond the time of moving. We're not beyond the time of moving per se, but we are beyond the time of aligning to what it is that we want to happen. The wheel is starting to turn. And if you have done all of that internal work with this Nine of Swords energy, if you've done all of this shadow work and if you've really processed through it before now is the time to begin to act to make that come to be. If you're not completely aligned right now, it's the time to continue aligning yourself and then act. Or just do whatever you feel like doing. I mean, at the end of the day, we all make our own choices and decisions anyway. We all live our own lives. And so, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, get over the hump. I don't know. What's at the bottom of the deck? Bottom of the deck is the man holding a heart. I mean, like, I don't know. All right, it's time to cool down. Let's see what the queen has. This is why I don't mess with masculine energy. Y'all can keep it. Let me stop. This is where I learned to tap into that unconditional love. This is unconditional love. This is a fire of unconditional love because I want for whoever this would resonate for, this Eight of Swords feeling is not great. And if you have everything that you want literally at your fingertips, when all you have to do is take off the blindfold and see things as they really are, and then speak your truth and have the world and the universe that's been aligning and conspiring the whole time just bring it all to you as soon as you speak what you want, like I can understand how difficult this energy could be. I lived a whole 25 years of depression and misery and actively sabotaging my own happiness. And from where I stand now, it's like, if you don't have to do that, why are you doing that? I feel like with this energy, it's like you're kind of sort of more or less already beyond it. And it's like, again, I used to do this thing where I would be afraid of some things. And even when I wasn't afraid of them anymore, I would still pretend like I was. Right. And I talk about my dad's dog, Sixer. I've talked about him. When I was a kid, I was afraid of Sixer. When I got older, I wasn't. But at a certain point, I was still pretending like I was afraid of Sixer. And so whenever I went to visit my dad, poor Sixer had to go outside, even though he was used to being in the house. But, God rest his doggy soul, before he passed, I was able to discover what a chill dog he really is. And he was cool. He was also kind of partially blind by the time we cohabitated, but still, it's like the way of escape is made to you. But you keep manifesting distractions. You keep manifesting these false exits, maybe. And maybe that's another thing. Chariot is cardinal water, right? So maybe once your heart is on and aligned and functioning, then you can really move forward. Because an online heart will balance the light and the dark within you. That's what it does. Okay. All right, so calming down. We're seeing what The Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles has to offer us. This is probably what, double mountain, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, this is double mountain. So let's see what the mountain is. Mountain is number 52, and it's quiet heart. We got the quiet heart over here, and then we got this distorted mess. Get with the program. I'm sorry, but this again, this energy is a tortoise, and this energy is a hare. So once this energy once this energy like releases, that's why we have the Chariot here. It's just like, it's that fast. It's that quick. And so maybe the Queen has to get a little bit closer to the finish line before the King really comes. I don't know. I don't know anything, y'all. I just say it how it come to me, and if it resonate or if it give you a perspective that you wasn't necessarily thinking on before, and you get something out of it, then you get something out of it. Listen to the wind, quiet heart, and in action. This is Gen. Quiet your heart and be calm. Remember that even stillness can be a form of movement. The sage contemplates the situation in stillness. It is natural for the heart to fluctuate and a mind to flutter, but exercise restraint and keep confined to a fixed position. That is how you will hear the answer to your inquiry. The wind will carry an important omen to you. Listen to the wind. Silence is the way to self-mastery. Eight of Pentacles, self-mastery. Think before you speak, not the other way around. What's more, silence is the way to prevailing in your endeavor. Present inaction paves the way for future gains. So what? Is this card telling me to shut up? Rude. These cards are so rude. Let me stop. So I'm going to look around Temperance and the Angel of Balance just to keep this fair. Temperance in this deck is the Angel. So, you know, how ironic is that? That I'm going looking for this freed masculine energy to clarify this girl. I don't make up the rules. I just begrudgingly sometimes play the game. I'm just playing. I'm gonna have to shuffle these cards again, aren't I? Oh. Oh, man. So over here, see, I could have split this into its own reading. Yeah, I'm not going to necessarily I Ching and dive into it. Well, no, this is the final message. This is the final message. But I got to shuffle them back in. Oh, goodness. Well, the Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck now, so yay for that, right? Oof. There might be some masculine or some feminine or some, I don't even know what I am, some androgen out there that's like, oof. I don't know if I want to step to that. It's still looking a little hot right now. I might want to wait until it calms down. To that energy, I would say grow a pear. Or an apple or a peach or an orange, whatever fruit suits your fancy. Grow one and bring it to the table. Because these apples I just bought are not crispy and are not delicious. And I did buy some lemon juice, so I'm going to see if the lemon juice can save these apples. But the apples I got aren't crunchy, so, you know, not too happy about it. So anyway, this is interesting because here's the Virgo card that came out to clarify Virgo energy. And then over here is an Aquarius card, Venus in Aquarius, instead of a Gemini energy. The Five of Swords, the Hector, and the Erudite. This is an energy of choosing your battles wisely. And I like that this came out under Temperance because I feel like it's clarifying that energy. Because again, it's like being still and calm enough to know how to navigate certain situations, right? And it isn't necessarily always to be super fiery and explosive, But again, there's this queen trying to occupy the space of a king, right? And so maybe the queen is like, well, if I want to be more like the king, then I gotta, I don't know, yell at people. And then the king over here is like, if I want to be like the queen, then I gotta not say anything. And it's like, okay, queen, you don't have to yell at people. King, you still need to speak. I mean, speaking your truth. Archangel Michael, Archangel Commander, is right there. I can't remember what the Angel of Balance looks like, but I know she's a star energy, so I'll also pull around the star in the other deck. And she's a star energy because she holds a jug of like water or something. Or maybe she doesn't, actually. I think the Angel of Balance holds a clock. Well, there's the Angel of Strength. Where's the Angel of Balance? Did I miss her? Hello? Please don't tell me she went missing. Ooh, this queen ain't got no balance. I ain't gonna blame my eyes for the queen. Come on. We just gotta look again. It's time to calm down, go through it a little bit slower. Don't be so lit. Tame the flame. Here's the Angel of Balance. Oh, wow. The angel. Oh. I don't know if I like this energy, but it is what it is. We got patience and the woman holding a heart outside of this Angel of Balance energy. And then there's a man holding a heart at the bottom of the deck. I don't even see the woman holding a heart that much anymore. It's always the woman holding the coin. It's like now that the woman is holding the coin, the man wants to hold the heart. So the cards that came out are Envy and the Garden and the Gate. This Envy card is interesting. The face of this person, to me, Envy is number 20. The Garden and the Gate is number 30. The Angel of Balance is number 49. And 42 is the woman holding a coin. So there's a 6 and a 3. Over here, we have a 3 and a 2. It's like in this Envy card, it almost looks like that person is wearing a mask. I don't know if you can see it. That probably definitely doesn't help. But it looks like they're wearing a mask to me. And so we will look for the Moon card. Or the 7 of... No, it's not necessarily. Even though the card is Envy, it doesn't necessarily feel like the 7 of Swords. It feels more like the Moon. The Garden and the Gate is all about going outside of your comfort zone. Maybe that's what she needs to claim this 8th wand. She's been doing this much, trying to do the King's position her way. And she got 7 out of 8 Pentacles her way. But to get that 8th Pentacle, she's going to have to come into her own masculine energy and find a way to do that. Right? Because then that would be her leaving her comfort zone of the garden. And then with the mask, it's like, oh, look, and then here's another mask with the head of the bull. I'm assuming that's a mask and it ain't a bull man out there. The Hector, the 5 of Swords. Also, there's no middle ground here. The Hector is someone who is completely like fiery and like fighting, all of this air with the words. And then the Hermit is silent. But there's like no real middle ground. And this is what came out on the Angel of Balance. It's the Guardian and the Gate and Envy, 20 and 30, which is this, like there's a 10 in between, which is a cycle of completion. Both of these cards are also looking in the same direction. And I can't remember where I said it lately. I know I've said it in this video at some point. It's been almost 2 hours. Oh my gosh. But it's about finding the thing within yourself that you would get from somebody else. Right. I said I was going to look around the moon to balance this. And so let's look around the Necromancer. Oh, look, it's literally right here. Oh, look, we literally just saw this card. The the Nine of Pentacles. So we got the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Then we have the Knight of Cups here. Piscean energy, Virgo energy. Lots of mutable stuff going down right now. Now the Ace of Cups is behind the Two of Cups again because the moon came and took everything that separated the Ace from the Two. What card did I just hide? That's fine. So Envy is now coming out. All right, the Nine of Pentacles is coming out with Envy. Envy and Eminence. Both the Knight of Cups and the Erudite are facing the left direction, by the way. That's also worth noting, I guess. Both the Angel and the Necromancer are facing forward. And then look, even this Jackal is facing right. Everything over here is facing this way. The tortoise and the hare. This energy is looking back here. This energy is looking towards the masculine energy. And it needs to be focused more on self. Envy is the energy of wanting something that one doesn't have, that someone else has more often than not. And so maybe there is some envy here of but again, with the moon card, there's a misconception. There's this envy here of something going on over here, right? Maybe, I don't know when this turned into a DFE type of feeling situation. I guess when I made it that. Also, it just kind of sort of felt like that because we have feminine and masculine energy. We have the king trying to be a queen and the queen trying to be a king. I mean, you know, the cards that came out, stuff like that. But it's like this feminine energy is looking at the masculine energy not doing anything in her eyes or doing other things in her eyes. And it's like, I'm over here waiting for my cup to come in. Excuse me, when are you going to offer me my cup? But again, something about her journey isn't yet complete because she doesn't have that eighth one yet. There's something more within herself that she hasn't yet discovered. And it lies at the heart of who she is. It's in her womb. That's the ninth pinnacle. The ninth pinnacle is in her womb. It's the heart of the tree of life, Tiferet. And again, it's like there's more for her to discover outside of herself. It's interesting because over here, I feel like the energy is sort of like not looking at everything else. It's like this energy is about coming back to the garden. It's the path of this energy to come back to the garden, and it's the path of this energy to leave the garden. Because maybe where they meet, they'll create a new space or find something new. Also, the envy here could be for past memories. With the Knight of Cups looking back, it's about like, it's almost the energy of a Six of Cupsy type energy. It's reflecting on the past and these happy memories. But I mean, today I'm in the energy of creating my own happiness because it's Christmas in my world. So maybe that's something like, I don't know. And that's one thing that I've been doing more intentionally lately as well, is creating my own happiness and creating things to be excited for, or finding things to be excited for, but creating it when I can't find anything. And it's often through the space of delayed satisfaction, right? I could have made Christmas last night when I decided I wanted to be Christmas. I could have just put on Christmas movies, but I was like, no, I'll make it tomorrow. And I forgot that today was Christmas until I went to go sit on the porch. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's Christmas today. Let me put on some Christmas music. I was actually listening to my peaceful meditation music. Okay. I'm not necessarily going to ask for final messages. I'm just giving these a good shuffle. We'll just do this. Flip the top card. Financial constraints, number 13, and bottom of the deck is anxiety. Anxiety and financial constraints really coming off of, or for both of these energies, it's the home and the crossroad. It's not knowing if that other space will be there. And again, instead of like financial being finances, I'm getting more of a like a Pentacles-y family, familial type of energy, right? It's like not knowing if the village will still be standing by the time you make it back. Not knowing if things will work, because it's like there's been so much growth and so much evolution and so much change on both sides that it's like, you know, who's to say that there's even a common ground between us anymore or something like that, right? It ain't necessarily that deep, but that could be one of the concerns sort of floating around. Why are these in reverse? Okay. So it's for, it seems like it's for the masculine energy to take action and for the feminine energy to chill the F out. Chill the F out, calm the F down, get some stillness. Listen to your Christmas music if you got to. Wherever your happy place is, get to it. For both of you. And then from that happy place, from that happy space, almost like meet in the middle. Or continue to sort of learn your lessons. Because I don't know if we've necessarily reached the end of the finish line yet. But I mean, the end of the finish line is technically the start line. So, but then there won't necessarily be a tortoise and a hare. It'll be two balanced beings who have learned their lessons from the previous race. That went a little bit further than I thought it would, but that's fine. I could have just gotten an I Ching off of this card and one of those. Goodness. Next time I know. But again, it's a final message. So whenever I do that, it's like whatever needs to come through, it gives it and allows it time to come through. Mercury is doing things. That was so interesting. Look, there's two cards. So we will get one last I Ching. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. It's about seeing things not with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual eyes. And it's about taking the moment for the moment. The two cards that came out, another two. Well, see, they trying to get me lit again, but I ain't gonna be as lit this time. The Two of Wands and the King of Swords. The Discerning One and the Archangel Commander. Now, the Discerning One is looking in the direction of that Archangel Commander. This is Mars and Aries energy, and hey, look, Mars is in Aries right now. So, and the Sun is in Virgo right now. What was the Eight of Pentacles? Sun and Virgo energy. And Saturn isn't in Gemini. No, what was that? What was it in Gemini? Was it Venus in Gemini? I can't remember what the Eight of Swords was. I am going to read the I Ching for that as well. Like, the truth will set you free. That's the Discerning One and the Archangel Commander. The truth will set you free. The truth is your sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. The pen, being a written word, being the truth, is more powerful than action sometimes. What is that squeaking noise? Wait, is that my laptop making that noise? No. Oops. Ooh, I ain't done this color mode in a minute. So I've turned off my glowing rainbow keyboard, and now it's just cycling through the colors. I don't know what that noise is, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It was a King of Swords and the Two of Wands. Two of Wands, I'll put as the upper trigram. King of Swords will be the lower trigram. This is Thunder Over Heaven. Thunder Over Heaven. Thunder Over Heaven is number 34, Great Power. With great power comes great responsibility. And we've been proving ourselves responsible. So, you know, in this space of proving, it ain't to have any kind of feelings associated with anything, because everyone is proving, everyone is testing, everyone is growing, everyone is evolving, and now may not necessarily be the time. Because again, it's like things are so mutable and chaotic right now anyway. Like, it's not that there won't be peace found, but it's about finding the peace first, right? Maybe. This is vigor, great power, and be alert and vigilant. This is Da Zhuang. Da Zhuang. A union of power and strength. A union! Oh my gosh. Of power and strength. The force to exert is the force of amplifying. Your flock is still in danger, so be alert and vigilant. Summon great power by aligning yourself with the divine. Take the path that appeals to the divine, so that divinity will support you with power and strength. The sage will tread on paths that are aligned with universal laws and the cosmic order. There's an energy of the angel of strength, which is the one angel that we didn't see. We saw the angel of love, the angel of balance. There's also an energy of justice there, kind of sort of judgment in the world as well. I love that. Align with divinity and follow that path. So the final card from the Diceology deck. And so, like, the one thing is, like, again, when I made this deck, this was supposed to be the title card, because it said 55. It said it came with 55 cards. It kept saying 55, but there were only 54. But since I already made the 55th card, I didn't then have to go back and make the design for the 10, right? Because it came with it. I already had it. I already made it in preparation. And I think there's a little bit of a message there. It was been 2 whole hours. I did not expect this. These went a little deeper than I thought. Let's like really go there. Let's go there. Right? Final card, please. And these like they're a little difficult to shuffle. Not really, I guess. If I shuffle with my fingernails, it's a little bit more. Oh, that was decent-ish. I might make a. This will be the travel size Diceology deck. If I do make a bigger one, though, a Joker! Oh my gosh, a Joker! Oh, but it didn't come out. Prophetic dreams, inspired action, and tapping into the other side. Is that? Oh, okay, that's a whole bunch. Yeah, there we go. I want like 1 or 2. Oh, look at that. You're the one that I want. The card at the bottom of the deck is the 5 of diamonds. It is in reverse. Are all of these in reverse? Some are in reverse, some are upright. We'll turn them upright. The 5 of diamonds. This is nearly perfect harmony. A crystal clear night of charted stars. And triplets in the third trimester. 71, 3, 4, 8, 6, and 4. So 8, 3, 4, 8, 6, 4. So 8, 3, 4, 8. No, 8, 3, 8, 8, 6. If you combine the 4s to make an 8, there is 8, 8, 8 with the 71 and the 2 4s and the 8. And then 3 and a 6, which is a 9. So 8, 8, 8, 9. So triplets in the trimester, it was a triple goddess energy. But it's like you're giving birth to all 3 at the same time. Instead of these 3 separate phases, it's embodying and being pregnant with the energy of all 3 at the same time. It's a unified feminine energy. Nearly perfect harmony. And a crystal clear night of charted stars. And when it was a crystal clear night of charted stars, it's like seeing constellations in the sky. But like if you look up at the sky, you don't see the lines that connect the stars. But it's almost like seeing the lines that connect the stars in the sky. And it's about the stars in the sky telling you their story. It's like the stars sort of acted out, right? Like if there's the Perseus constellation or the Perseids or whatever, it's like if the energy of the warrior Perseus like took his sword and started doing stuff, and through the sky, through the stars in the sky, you saw his battles and his feats played out. It was the energy of that. And it's like it's almost there. Triplets in the third trimester, almost born. It's almost the time to bring this into being. And then the Jack of Diamonds, which is the child of diamonds right here. The child of earth. The Jack of Diamonds is a 6. Hey, look, a 5 and a 6. I don't know how that happened. Oh, this is the cosmic. The 10s, jacks, kings, and queens are purple. That's how that happened. This is why this is the 6. It says, a full recognition of the self that has yet to be realized, being spurred into action and aligning the bodies. Did this say something about action? No, it didn't. That was something else. Being spurred into action, a full recognition of the self that has yet to be realized. It's interesting because both of these cards have an energy of like being basically at the finish line, but not quite crossing into the next thing. Is this a 72 or a 73? 70. Oh, where's the other die? Where's the other die? I can't see the number. I don't know if it's a 2 or a 3. Because this is a 71. It's 72. We have 5 into 6, 71 into 72. This is the completion of that journey. And that's why we have a full recognition of the self, but we're not yet acting in it. I don't know why I keep holding these up as if there's an image. This is the energy of a 10, and we haven't yet picked it up with a page to even begin the journey to become a king or a queen. But this is the Jack, so it's the child of Earth, the child of diamonds. It's the space of a knight and a page at the same time. It's a knave, or a knave. It's a knave. The knight page. And I do want to see what Lenormand that corresponds to, the Jack of Diamonds. So interesting. Yeah, these, I don't know, these go all the way off the rails. And maybe that's another thing, right? But it's like you don't really, we don't really know who we are until we're out there in the world. We can have an idea of who we are, and we can have an idea of how to be and how we'll respond in certain situations, but we won't know until we actually face those situations in real life, IRL, right? So I'm actually going to I Ching these as well. The 5 of diamonds, actually I'm not, because I don't know if the Jack would be the page or the knight. So I'm not going to do that. I almost did, but we're just going to read the I Ching or the Lenormand correspondence for the Jack of Diamonds. And the Jack of Diamonds is the Scythe card. Accidents, hasty decisions, danger, a warning, speed, reckoning, negative, and suddenly. The Scythe is usually about speed, and it's about things that happen really quickly. But it's also a card of transformation. A full recognition of the self that has yet to be realized. Being spurred into action and aligning the bodies. Aligning the bodies, I think I finished it. I don't know if I finished that sentence. I realized I was live like yesterday. There were a whole bunch of sentences I didn't even finish. And look, there's a little bit of extra space in here. If I had like a sheet of paper that I folded in half, it might fit. Welcome to my collection, my first self-made deck. I'm excited about that. Here I go, about to not finish another thought, right? Oh, what was it? Aligning the bodies is about getting our mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, etheric, and auric field. It's about getting everything lined up. And it's like once we get it all lined up, we can really take off with that energy of the science. And it's like righteous sort of transformation. Because, I mean, ultimately, when we align all the bodies, what it effectively does is it eliminates resistance. There's no more mental resistance. There's no emotional resistance. There's no energetic resistance. And so it really clears the way and clears the path for things to come to be, right? And again, it's almost that energy of the divine will put us in a space of claiming and being worthy of the things that we want. It makes us the Knight of Pentacles, right? It's like we put in all of the time and all the energy and all the effort, and now we know how to make it ourselves. And like once we do that, it's like there's nothing really stopping us. But again, it's to always come from the heart as well. So that was interesting. Thanks, Mimi, for engaging. That was fun. thank you for whoever like saw this live and for being here with me as I unveiled this. Thanks for being a part of this moment. If you see this and you make it this far and it's not live, thank you for still being a part of this moment. I am very satisfied and I am very happy, and I look forward to making something else. This was just like, for me, it was like the perfect sort of place to start. And so this is the first of many, not too many, but the first of maybe a few Hierophant decks. So yeah. All right. MakePlayingCards.com is the website that I used. You know, I put it out in the universe. I was like, man, I wish I knew what website people were using to make playing cards. And then one day somebody was like, MakePlayingCards.com. I was like, thank you. Thank you. You know. And so yeah. I guess I'm paying it forward if anyone else is curious, because I was in a space of wandering for a minute, and I eventually got my answer, which was fine. Good things come to those who wait. And while I can be a very patient person, while I've gotten in the practice of patience, I'm not necessarily the most patient. And patience is one of the many lessons that I'm learning, as long as with like unconditional love, as long as learning to speak my truth, setting boundaries, making space and time for me, not being so quick to try to, it's like learning to honor the peace that I create within myself. So many lessons right now that kind of sort of play, it's like sometimes they play against each other a little bit, but that's life. Life is full of contradiction, right? There are no one-size-fits-all solutions to pretty much anything. And even if a situation on the surface may be the same, there may be subtleties that make it different. And so I've been learning a lot. And I've been being made ready, just like everyone is. But this is what my ready looks like for me, because, you know, I may be coming into something that's a little different than what everyone else is coming into. And we're all readying for whatever we're coming into. Like that school, like that university, that college town, right? We're honing our strengths, finding the niches, seeing what is sort of vacant in our opinion and our perspective, to see what we can feel. Right? The filling of valleys and the falling of mountains. So, all right. Thanks again. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I was so excited to come on. It has been, I've been wanting to talk about this so bad. So bad. So bad. I don't think I told anybody about this. The one person I did tell my girl, my best friend, I was like, I've been wanting to make a deck, and I think I finally found like the way I'm gonna do it. And that's all I said to her. So I basically told her, but I didn't tell her that I started working on it. I didn't tell her that I ordered it. I didn't tell her that it's here. And then on my Twitter, I was like, I've really been wanting to create something, and I feel like I finally found what the thing is. I mean, I've just been wanting to create in general, right? Not necessarily a deck, just like to create. I've been wanting to create. But yeah, it's been a challenge. But yeah, all right, I'll catch you later. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good fright, and to all a good night. Face the fright to bring calm to the night. Hey.